I started streaming, but the music's not starting.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Hello, everybody.
Quickly.
Yeah.
No one will know what to do.
I know we're kind of like stuck in limbo, waiting for YouTube to load. Oh, here it comes. That's interesting. It just stopped. Well, we made it through that.
Yeah.
But I can't turn it off now. I can't. The gadgets aren't popping up. So, well, hello everyone. It's an interesting start of the day, or the end of the day for Tank. Hello, I'm Dan Lutz, and I'm here with my co-host
Tank.
And we're here on the front lines in the battle against the deep state, the Illuminonkeys, the cabal, all of those that want to suppress us and keep us as indentured servants for eternities to come. So, what's going on, Tank?
Oh, today is supposed to be the Galactic Independence Day, and apparently it is in fact that.
Wow.
And so
congratulations to everybody. Galactic Independence Day. Yay!
Yeah, well, you know what? There's 30-something races of galactics that were enslaved by the same draconians and mantis that, live here on the planet permanently, most of them permanently. I guess there's a few races that are actually going to go home. I'm not sure which race this is, but one of the races is responsible for, creating GMOs, right? They were forced to do things. And a lot of them were very upset that they were forced to do these things, right?
Okay.
And so they are headed back to their planet, which is mainly dust, because we're the first race to ever escape the draconian mantis, scourge of the universe, right? And so they're going back to the planet, which is basically sand, and Kim had made some kind of deal with them to make sure that they go back with seed so that they can, replant their planet. So
I'm looking for
that's pretty.
I'm looking for a good Independence Day background. Sorry.
Yeah.
So okay, we'll
and
go.
Kim said that Kim did say that that runs from today until Monday. So that says, in my opinion, that means that we're included as well.
Okay. Well,
so good. I expect there to be some kind of a significant breakthrough with the actual money, being that money is the chains that hang around our neck. So
yes,
I'm excited about that. Look forward. Hoping it all goes well. I'm sure that the GCR is also probably trying to happen right now. 50 million other ridiculous things that are taking place, because these guys are relentless, to say the least, right?
Well,
they continue to try to.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on this. I was added to one of these Telegram groups for the GCR, and I look in there and I'm looking at what they're saying, and I'm going, why are they still doing this? I can't believe it. It's like it's all imminent. It's all right now, right? And it's all the 800 numbers, and then the week goes by and it's exactly the same thing. Again and again and again and again and again. as I told you, I kind of made that little joke. I said, well, level 5 is going to go before level 3.
Yeah.
And they removed my comment.
Right.
They deleted they didn't remove me from the room, but that's all right.
That's nice. That's nice. They kept you.
Yeah, they kept me there, but I just there's some people I've recently talked when they asked me, well, how's the GCR coming, and I have to haven't talked to me in a year, and I go, oh well, here, take a look at this video, GCR the Big Lie. I said 200 episodes straight on saying to people that this is what really is going on. This is what's happened. Please stop beating your head against the wall. You're going to give yourself a headache.
Yes. For the record, there'll be no global currency reset, not the instantaneous exchange centers being activated, or any of those things. The United Nations, if the United Nations, this is happening. This is a scam that's taking place right now. The United Nations is calling up and saying that they have relief funds, that they're giving out cash options to people, and they want to give them $90,000 straight cash. Want to show up and give you that cash, and let me tell you, if you have that cash, that is all fake super notes, and it will lead to them coming to take you to jail or something else. Right? So I would not take that money.
Right. Yeah. I wouldn't take that money. I'd have them convert it to Bitcoin for me, and then I'd.
Yeah, I was listening to the guy from Natural News, and he's really in the know. He knows what's going on, and that's they're trying to quiet him, but he's he doesn't have the whole story. It's amazing, everybody out there. I realize if they're allowed to thrive, even if they have good intentions, right? If they're allowed to thrive, there's a major hole in their story somewhere, and you gotta kind of listen, because the guy from Natural News is awesome. I think he's great. And he brings out a lot of really, really quality information, right? But they all fall short when they they don't realize that this everything's going up, right? There's a higher level, and their plans are, they no longer have their master planner. So the master planner, who there's actually a league. I think it's called the Society of I don't know, Lord Marduk, right? Yeah.
That's interesting.
And it is interesting. And in this society, they talk about the whole, all of the different things, and they actually, they have some pretty good documents in there to show how you can, basically manifest things into existence out of nothing. Some stuff in there. It's very intriguing, right? And basically, they talk about how we're an extension genetically of the planet itself, and some interesting things that are true, and then they talk about the agenda, like the great culling of getting rid of all the people, and it's all fascinating. But they talk about the master planner, having planned this 25,000 years ago, Lord Marduk, And they all still think he's alive and here, and in hiding, which that is one of the benefits if you have a mysterious clandestine society where you lie to everyone and everything. It's very easy to make people think you're still alive. Well, I guess people naturally want to think you're still alive even though you're dead.
Right. Well, I mean, most people don't know him, and they don't see him on a daily basis, and it's just the apparatus of the wheel within the wheel within the wheel. All the other wheels keep turning, not knowing that the center spoke is gone.
Right. Everything's still spinning.
Around and around. And people are on the merry-go-round wondering, what's the point of this again? The plan is not working. The plan is not working. The plan is not working.
The plan is not working is the key. That's right. So, well, I mean, it worked for so long, right?
Right.
It's so hard to imagine. It's like if all you've ever done is win, and even when you're losing, you still think you're winning. It's like, You know,
Yeah.
you can imagine that it's like they're used to all of a sudden like, oh, and then war broke out, right?
Right.
War is the kind of their answer for everything.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's definitely what they have been trying to start, but it looks like this is everything on every front is going to be going down. We get
all their slaves have been released. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. How did they maintain this control? Well, they had all of this galactic technology, right? That they threaten the world with.
If the world economy collapses right now, who's to blame? Right, it's the banks, right? It's a Federal Reserve, it's a private central reserve system is what's going to be blamed, right? So they don't have a war to cover it up, so they can't allow it to fall. This is I'm telling you before we got on is that there's massive money movements to save a bank in Germany, and we'll know what it is on Tuesday. Interesting. You know, the Independence Day is, until Monday. They're saving the bank on Tuesday. So why would they be saving the bank if they want the economy to crash? They don't. Because if it crashes, they're to blame. And Trump doesn't want it to crash either, right? So he's keeping it going. I think it's going to be a fairly smooth transition. Not to say that there won't be some hiccups like people not having money.
You know, I do think that you're going to have a lot of these groups that have really dug their feet in for years, right? Yeah. Against everything, they're gonna fold. You know, yeah. They're gonna be like, enough. Like, even they have like need for survival, and I'm sure that they'll go about their merry ways the same way they always do. Just trying to take from everybody. Yeah. And get back on top. In their mind they'll be like, yeah, we'll be able to figure this out. But so I kind of take that personally, and that I feel a certain sense of responsibility to make sure that never happens again.
Yeah, I mean, we're all responsible right now to stand up and do something, right, and not wait for someone else to come and save us, right? And it's great that we have, Trump, that's out there doing his part. But we all have to do our part. We all have to do, a broadcast. We all have to contribute in some way that is, running for your local office or your local neighborhoods, and then, shining the light on what's been going on. I mean, it does look like this is all shaping up to come down and really reveal what's been, driving this. The evil that's behind it is going to be revealed. I fully believe it. I know it's very slow process, but I think that this is happening, and whether it's next month or next year, I don't see anything other than it's going to happen, and I just wish it was sooner.
Well, I think it's happening faster than we realize. I think the amount, you got to think, 16,500 years where they have, completely altered our perception of everything, right? And they put all of these things in place, right? It's not just computer systems, but the AI has been around for a long time. And, basically, if you really look at it, like in the past 7 years, Kim has basically unwound that.
Well,
they're hitting our call right now with a frequency.
Really?
I don't know if you can hear that. Yeah. I'm familiar with that. Be careful.
I hear a bubble.
Yeah, no, they just hit it. I can hear it. That's a CIA thing,
Yeah.
They drop a frequency, try to put out some fear or whatever they put out.
Well,
so,
I just I'm just want to cover one thing because I'm not dealing in fear, right? I was able to overcome my problem with paying my electrical and first food, then electric, and then Wi-Fi, And I did we have donations 2 days ago. Or from the broadcast, and it was 125, and I had to use that to get food today. So I'm back to square one for getting the rent together. I do have, I'm glad Independence Day is Monday. That we're going to see this. So for me, that's 2 days away from. Monday is tomorrow, right? For me, so I'm on Sunday, and so I have to wait until Tuesday, my Tuesday, to see what happens for Monday. But my Monday, I'm supposed to pay my rent, and I'm it's already a day late, and I still need help, small donations add up. So if anyone feels it in their heart to help me out, I need some help at this time. I'm glad for everything that has happened so far, and I'm not afraid. I'm just trying to manage the best as I can at this moment. But I'm asking everybody, making calls to people, say I got to make it through this, and I hope that independence is really tomorrow, and we don't worry about it anymore.
Me too.
Yeah,
Me too.
But I'm making my provisions for in case it's delayed. So I've had that. I've experienced. I've learned a lot from the GCR.
I know.
On the delay thing, so can't let that go on without without doing things. So I am making these efforts towards the technology, and it's showing promise where I'll be able to cover everything and actually make good money at it, and it's a good technology. And I'm making videos. I know someone had made some comments about, since it's again cryptocurrency related, and they said, well, why are you doing front lines with Tank, but don't you know that this is being used to gather information on everyone? And the answer to that is yes, I know. Just like your phone is, and your computer, and everything else that you do, we're in a surveillance state. So to just target one thing and say that would be, no, that's just too much information, because they know your IP address. They know your IP address, so that's how they're going to trace back to you. Well, use a VPN and get over yourself. I understand that all the technology out there, even the dollars themselves, are being used as weapons against us. But this is what we have. This is the technology that is moving forward and is going to transform the world. Now, you can say it's for the good or bad, but you can also be like the Amish and not like electricity.
Yep, that's true. So,
you can. I appreciate you wanting to make comments, but keep positive comments on the videos I put out, because I'm using my expertise in creating videos to explain technology to people and putting out videos. And I just remove negative comments, but it doesn't help me. But I do understand what the situation is. Thank you for asking.
Now, for me, if you have negative comments about me, please feel free. I'm actually better when you oppose me.
I leave all those.
Good.
No, I'm just joking. Oh, I blasted someone today, on in my Kringle coin room in Telegram. Right? They were accusing me of not supporting the admin of the Kringle Society, and we just went through a major battle of a bad policy, and then it got voided out and stopped. but they were saying claims about like, well, you should be a good leader like this leader over here. And it's like, I've been in it from the very beginning, right? And so I just blasted like every point he put out. I said, this guy has no idea who I am in regards to this, right? But I put a lot of my effort, a 200% effort for 4 years now, and next month it starts 4 years into this. 6 months before it went on. Let's say October, November, December, January, February. Yeah, 6 months before it actually was launched. So to say that I'm not in that I should be doing something differently, right? The guy has no idea. Has no idea what I've been doing or up to or been part of, and how this how much of it is all tied into what I've built. My efforts in doing it with other leaders, right?
Yep.
So anyway,
I watch people get triggered so quick, and they're it's. And I think a lot of folks, like whenever you get like comments that are so off the wall, it's like, well, good. It's like, who are they? You have like Denver Sunflower. It just made a comment. I'm like, who the heck's that? Who cares?
Yeah.
It's like there's all these like I gotta laugh at this one dude who's on I think it's Biggins or something like that. Like some funny. It's a fun name, right? And then his picture is like not even his like whole face is on there. It's like from his chin down with like no shirt on and like a beer belly. And somehow that guy was able to gather a bunch of people together to come to his website so he could badmouth, Kim and Thomas and me and anybody. I'm sure you, right? Oh. It's like, how did anyone go? You know what? That guy's got the truth. Look at that beer gut. I can tell he drinks domestic.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad to have made the cut. So if I'm in the in that group,
you're in the right crowd, man.
Yeah, I'm in the right crowd here. I don't want to be in their crowd, right? With the guy with the chin down, right? People that are hiding behind the shadows. These are the trolls, the ones that are from under the bridge that come out and fling mud, right, and run back underneath the bridge, right? They just come out and say the throw, and then they say, "Where'd that come from?" Right? And you say, "Oh, here's a picture." And then they come back out again, right? Until you dump a big amount of dirt on top of them, and so they can't get out from underneath the bridge. Yeah, they don't. And once it's like a bully in the play when you're a kid in the play yard, you have you pop them in the nose, and the bully doesn't bother you anymore. Or at least, maybe if there's sometimes a bully comes back, but you're gonna pop them again. They stop bothering you. It's just bully mentality.
Yeah, I've always hated bullies. Always hated bullies. I got bullied one year, 7th grade. Everybody grew and I didn't. And I just and the girls loved me, right? And the guys hated me, right? The 8th grade guys bullied me the whole year. It's terrible. But I remember that feeling of like going to school afraid every day, and like that's why I wanted to have twin boys, right? So they always would have each other. And I'm big on that. I don't think any kid should have to be afraid going to school or anywhere. Doesn't matter. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, I was a ferocious fighter if they got into a fight with me. I didn't try to fight. I tried to walk away but if they literally brought me into it, I was like, no. But I zoned out. I became like this unstoppable. Like people. I remember someone knocked me over the head with a broomstick, right, and it cracked over my head. It didn't even faze me, and threw a brick at my head. I didn't even just bounced off, and I just kept coming at them. I just went into the zone, right, and it's like it's almost like I'm not even there, right? Very strange, but I can't even remember, actually being in a fight like that since it was kids. But that's what happens when you're kids, right? You get into these scrapes, and and it's natural. It happens, right? It's just it's not something that you can stop, and you just got to
Well,
recognize.
it's funny. It's funny to say that, right? Because I agree. I've always been. I remember I was in fifth grade, and I somehow got myself. I had an after-school fight with the local bully, right? And I made him look stupid in lunch, so I was meeting him after school to get in a fight, and I told my dad, of course. And in fifth grade, I go up to school. My dad was so cool. He, I go up there to get in a fight, right? And this kid's got his big brother there and two other people and himself, right? We get in this fight. I get him down on his back, and I couldn't bring myself to hit him. I'm like, man, just stop. Like, you lose, right? I get up, and he kicked me in the shins with his big boots. You jerk. I just had you on your back. I didn't touch you. And then my dad came around the corner. He was watching the whole thing, just to make sure I didn't get hurt. But I liked it. My dad, he let me get, he knew, he told me to be careful. And I think that, I grew up, I thought that would have been fine. I thought that was intelligent, actually. But then now, I'm looking at this, the way they're trying to engineer violence with everything, right? They're trying to make being a man, just getting in a normal scrape is not a big deal, There's not many guys, that know how to fight, to be quite honest. Most people logically don't want to get in a fight. I tell my sons, I tell them, I'm like, never get in a fight with a wrestler. Because wrestlers, there was a 126-pound wrestler. That's the smallest class in college wrestling. 126 pounds, little guy, right? And these four guys, right, were harassing him, wanted to fight him, like in campus. Oh my gosh. He took all four guys, he put three of them in a coma. And dislocated his shoulder and broke the ribs of the other one. And they were, it was major charges. It was like, you got thrown out of the NCAA. But I'm like, what, like, it was 4 against 1.
Right.
It was terrible. The guy King, he was national champ too, but he wrestled in my college.
Man, it seems like those kind of things might be a setup.
Well, yeah, I had things like that happen when we were in college. We would, wrestlers, we would always get in fights, But I look at this kid here, right, who just got killed, my neighbor, right? It should have just been an innocent scrape, right? It's just been like no big deal, two kids, territory battle, fighting over a girl. These are all kind of normal things, right? If you're just getting a normal fist fight or whatever, usually no one's really going to get hurt, not terribly. Might end up with a black eye. It's not a big deal. But now, everything's so pumped full of just negativity and violence, and this kid whips out a knife. The kid, and it was a white kid, right, who ended up stabbing my neighbor who's black, and which now the white kid, he's also a rapper, right, or was trying to be a rapper. So there's like a whole culture there of like applauding that kind of behavior. At least that's what he thinks. But it's a tragedy, man. But this white kid, his dad's an attorney, He's already got off things. It's like, so now, what do you say? I can't tell my kids, it's okay to get in a fight. I'm like, look, don't avoid all fights, Because I can't have you getting killed over some dumb thing. It goes that way. So.
Yep.
So you see this? I gotta pull up some of these things. Man.
Sure. I know what you're
cracking up about. Now, speaking of fights, right now, here's one of the things that you got to kind of avoid, I would say, and to be a little leery of in New York City. 1 second, let me zoom in. I'll share this with you guys. So check this out. Here we go. So Hezbollah terrorists scouted in New York City area locations, right? And this article talks about this, like, this guy, that's all he does, right? And he scouts out these groups. Now imagine you have these terrorist groups. We know this from the FBI. They have these things, and these terrorist groups, and it's becoming, you can't call them terrorist groups, right? Because then you are, is that share this or not?
I see it. I see it.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So, it's just kind of like.
Let me actually see what I see. Actually, I see a white screen. Is that what you mean?
No, it should say Hezbollah terrorists. What it should say.
No, I don't see that.
1 second. Let's try that again. Check that out.
There we go.
Yeah. So you got Hezbollah terrorists scouted in the New York City area, right? So imagine this is not something where you're a racist because you want to live in a safe place, right?
Right.
I mean, everybody has that right. And it's just, it's amazing that this is their culture, right? But I think, if you think about it, it's like, well, what are the contributing factors to this culture, right? Well, I think, obviously the food, the environment that we've created is, not healthy, right? That nobody knows what's real and what's true, right? And it's very hard because everyone's in such a defense mode. As much as everybody thinks they're helping because they're pointing out, pedophiles, and another pedophile goes down. To be honest, it's just the more those things come out, the worse they get. I wish they would just do their job and take these people and just eliminate them from public society, and don't reward them by making them, a rock star villain, right? Like, that's what happens with sociopaths and serial killers, right? They want you to talk about how genius the crime was now, how the amazingly horrible things they did. They want that. So I would imagine pedophiles in their world, they don't seem to be ashamed of it at all.
Right.
They have whole networks, tag names, and they joke about it with their friends. So, anyways, so there's that. And then,
I'm sorry. I think that just noticing that there's terrorists making marches down the street is a sign there might be something wrong.
I think that's a pretty good sign. Yeah, like if there's like a terrorist parade and they're like "Death to America" or like "Kill Whitey" or anything like that, or anything, I think that's a pretty good sign. I also here's another one. This is what I wanted to show. Now here's another I think something that's very important to share is this. You might think this is a zombie apocalypse somewhere, right? As pointed out, but this is LA. This is Los Angeles right here. That's what LA has become. Isn't that amazing? And these are all conservative volunteers who are cleaning up.
Yeah, I thought they were banned in Los Angeles. Conservatives. Yeah.
No, man, there's a big Trump movement there, and they're swelling, and they're catching on. I'm like, hey, wait a minute.
Hey, that's interesting. Maybe I'll go back.
I'd avoid it. I think it's gonna be a cleanup for a while.
Yeah. It's like I just experienced how much that the city government does to discourage business in Los Angeles. It's really remarkable. I mean, they make it so difficult, so expensive. They don't want businesses. I mean, people leave because it's the city government.
Oh yeah. Well, here in New York, it's like De Blasio, right? The awful after running New York City into the ground, right? After Bloomberg really did a great job in New York, right? And even what's his name there too? He did a good job. But Bloomberg did a great job here, really, right? And then you have De Blasio come in, and he's just destroying the city. It's just becoming like every other one of these conservative cities because that was the plan. And it's amazing that they have such pompous arrogance, right? Such self-righteous arrogance about them. That they're like, it's inhumane. What's inhumane is the way you let your cities get run to the ground. That's the reality, right? While they're out there fighting for the new Green Deal, and they're trying to make it seem like this is all because of Trump, because President Trump is the cause of global warming, and everything is bad. Everything that's bad is President Trump, right? But like Alexander Cortez goes and bails out members of Antifa, right? Like, it's like, don't you know that's a terrorist organization? Like, shouldn't we be concerned about that? That those are your buddies?
Yeah. I would think so. Just like McCain that was there, right? No name McCain was there with the terrorists, the ISIS terrorists. Like just, buddy, there, it's like, why is this was this so hidden from everyone by the press, right? It's because the press was so over the top for the agenda of what they're trying to do. It's not a real press. It's only a propaganda arm of the cabal.
What an incredible state to live in, right? You ever have somebody ask you a question like, you could travel back in time, right? And you could kill Hitler, or you could kill baby Hitler. Would you do it, right?
Yeah.
People are like, it's a moral conundrum, right? You don't want to kill a baby, but it's baby Hitler, right?
Right.
Well, imagine, what about right now? You're living in the quietest Holocaust that has ever taken place, right? Now, obviously, we're overcoming it, right? But no one would know. Like, most people, and I got in trouble for saying this one time. I said, everybody is lined up and willfully standing in line to go to the gas chamber because they were told they were getting a shower, right?
Yeah.
And think about it, that's what's happening with these vaccines. I mean, if the chances are 1 out of 36 now, and I got the article, I can pull it up and see that too. 1 out of 36 kids will develop autism. Right? Can you imagine that you just could have avoided it? You just could have avoided it. That is a horrific statistic, right? And who dies from measles? Well, 3 people. And then on top, it doesn't even make sense. Their logic doesn't make sense. If you immunize your child, right, and my non-immunized child gets the measles, shouldn't your kid be safe? Yeah.
You would think so.
But as you know, the scourge of humanity is like, leprosy, the bubonic plague, and measles, right? Because measles are really terrifying.
I remember as a kid looking forward to measles.
Sure.
Yeah, I was like, hey, there's no school for a week, right? Was it that long? Maybe it was 2 weeks, I forgot. But it was a really long time. It was like, oh, it's like vacation time, and the mumps. I remember the mumps party. It's like you're the parents conspiring against the kids, right?
I'm like, you brought me over here to get me sick? I thought it was a play date.
But it was big. It was like there was like a dozen kids there, right? It was, and we thought it was all great fun, everything. His name was Mark, I believe. Mark was sick, and it was, we weren't thinking too much about it, right? But then I caught on because I listened to what they were talking about, right? And they were talking about it's good to get this out of the way. Who else can we invite over?
Yeah, I know. That's really funny. Really funny.
And I'm going, they want us to be sick. Then we have to plot revenge. No. But, it's just a big hoax, though. The whole thing is just such a sham. But you know what changes that really quick is when good people get money. And it would appear that we are right on the precipice of that, right? With good people, with good ideas, real innovative ideas, ways to move, humanity forward.
progress to higher heights and, return people to good health. And, one of the things that, when we started the week off on Sunday night there with, our surprise guest, it was so amazing. It's like, he talks about how this product fills your body with the antigens against cancer afterwards. So, you're not allowed to say it, but basically he's talking about immunizing the body against cancer. Measles does that too. It actually immunizes the body against cancer.
Yeah.
If you get the measles, not the measles vaccine, but if you get the measles, because with the measles vaccine, what they did to negate that, to make sure that you, it doesn't immunize you against cancer, right? Is they put a human genome in there, which causes it to integrate into the body naturally, and they put the leukemia virus in there, so it actually breaks down your immune system. So your immune system is automatically weakened. Then they set the nutritional levels just below the bare minimum of what you would need to survive. So, that way you're always diminishing. So when we should be thriving, living to be 300, 400 years old, right? And like perfectly healthy, strong. You have many accounts of that, throughout history. There's all types of evidence to show that's true. Because think about it, if you're a farmer or you're hunting and gathering, whatever, but you have to be strong, or you die.
Right.
So I think that's what we're going to do next. I think let's be strong and bring men back. I'm going to be opening my bar, Toxic Masculinity, in Manhattan pretty soon. It should be fun. I'm sure it'll be very popular. All the prettiest girls will come.
Yeah, I definitely want to go to that bar. Have a big drink of Toxic Masculinity.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have really manly drinks. So everything's gonna be manly. It's gonna be served in like Viking mugs. Everything. It's great. Swashbuckling tunes. It'd be awesome.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
Well, I really think there should be mead there.
Mead. Mead. Yeah, mead's really sweet, actually.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. That's all right. Let's
sure.
Let's see. You have to have a ladies' drink.
I think we'll have like a hardcore. We'll have, my dream would be to have like real games in there. Like a big bocce pit, maybe like a place to do like a log toss.
There you go.
Really toxic masculinity.
I think I think barbecuing at the tables is good.
Yeah.
You get burgers and steak and shrimp, or just because they have this need to basically stamp out the meat eaters, right? So
I think we'd actually be healthier if we were more vegetarian, mostly vegetarian, but.
I know I was stepping on it there when I brought that up, but
no, I mean, I'm just saying, once in a while, like the Democrats have got to be like, look, we can't have everything this wrong. We got to say something right? They just say it, even when they say something right, it's like a broken clock is right twice a day, right? So
unless it's a Democrat clock.
Yeah, right. They change it.
Yeah. Why do you have something against everything being wrong?
Right. What's your problem? We're trying to kill people here. What are you doing? Yeah. The guy from the Afternoons, he actually broke down, and I'd never seen this before, how, Bill Gates, the TED Talks, talks about how to disrupt the environment, right, to cause a massive die-off. And, and I'm like, wow, I had like one quote, but I never realized it went that in depth. Because all you have to do is bring one of these numbers to zero, right? So you bring the CO2 level down to zero, right? And CO2 is, we actually have a CO2 shortage.
I was not aware of that, but I do know that the CO2 level, as a percentage of the overall atmosphere, is only like 2%, right? So the effect of doubling the CO2 level doesn't do anything other than have it converted into oxygen, and the plants grow bigger.
It would actually make the trees grow bigger.
Yes. So it's not a pollutant, and just saying that it is, or saying, 3,000 scientists agree. Yeah, but 30,000 said that they're insane scientists. 3,000 that agreed. It's ridiculous that their points are so ludicrous, but because the press is just not the press. I don't even know why we can even call them the press. They're not the press. We can call them media, but what kind of media are they? Cabal media. I mean, it's.
So what do you think? Now, if the money dries up, right, to fund these things, to fund like the media, right, and like how long before like the shift in like people's consciousness really starts to grab hold and be like, holy cow, did I just wake up from a nightmare? Were we really, pushing like, supporting Antifa? I mean, was that our plan, guys? Like, I mean. Antifa's like the most. It's like, it's like the effeminate, Taibo and kickboxing terrorist group, right? Like, it's hard to balance what they are, right? They're anti-guns, but they're pro like putting glue in, mixing glue with pepper spray and dumping it on old men, helpless old men. It's like you're the worst terrorist group in history. You're not even strong. So, but now that I said that, I'm sure they're going to get some super serum out to them, right? They're all going to be like Captain America.
That's it. They got to get bit by a nuclear powered spider.
Yeah, I know one of Kim's security got a while back got poisoned with fentanyl. Right? But he had like the Jason Bourne, super soldier serum, right? And so he survived, but like, kind of scary stuff. But also very cool that exists, to be honest. I thought, man, that's pretty cool. Who knew?
Yeah, well, it's one of those things. We've got technology that's out there that, let's say, bionics, for example. Let's say that someone's lost an arm or a leg, and you could replace it with a bioengineered limb, right? And it looked and felt just like the real thing, and it's almost like you wouldn't even know, right? That it was different, But what if it could actually be better, What if this one leg that you're standing on now, compared to your other leg, could literally propel you, 20 feet in the air, right? And so it has this extra ability that it gives you. Well, what happens when that's all four of your limbs could be that way, and it's an option.
Sure.
Right. Do you choose to do that, and it's painless? You go to sleep for 5 minutes, and you wake up and you have new limbs, and they feel like the same. Everyone says they feel the same, but you feel much better. Everything's happy. And then what if that happens, like, well, your organs, we replaced your organs, and they're all much better now. And actually, you feel much better and everything. So, what if you have, a full body transplant? You just take your head off and pop it on an android body or a new biological body, right? You just pop it over. Where is the line, and how far can you go? As we were discussing yesterday about the Anunnaki and their ability, apparently, that they were able to move consciousness, right? And move it from avatar body to avatar body. And I just was thinking, are they really, is that the reason why they no longer have caring for one another as part of their society, of Anunnaki? That they don't care anymore? Is that why that the head slave masters are all taught to not care? Or is it just the head slave masters were taught not to care because they were the slave masters over us, right? And you shouldn't care for them. You should be able to, kill them off when needed and don't have any care. So where did that draw line? Was it actually something because now they've detached their consciousness and it's just a computer program that they could, upload into the next body, and that's why they live for 150,000 years or 250,000 years is because they literally just move their consciousness over to the next body?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. So these are questions, that we don't have the answers to, but we go against like a mantis or insectoid type of race. They don't have the same feelings for as we do, right? So they don't care. They don't have loving feelings. So
yeah, I mean, like there's not going to be probably a big movement anytime soon to like save the cows, right? So if they see us as cattle,
yeah,
it's probably similar.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm amazed, by the when I guess in my life I've never felt that I held that authority over someone where I didn't have the obligation to care. I don't even like to say that term. Like I don't care. I don't even let my sons or my daughter say that.
Right.
Because I don't care what the context is.
Hey, what did you say?
I don't want it out there.
Busted.
Yeah, I'm like, I just don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah, so, I know what you mean. I went down that road at a period in my time with kids, raising kids. Don't say you don't care. You should always care, and then figure out what you need to do.
I mean, I get it. Like, people like to talk about mundane things that don't really matter, and I don't like to give my attention to things that don't matter, because the things we give our attention to, we make them matter, literally.
Yeah, right? Make matter.
So, right. Like, I mean, it's our thoughts, the way we think. I mean, we make those things matter. So I don't want to make things matter except what I want to exist.
Right.
Right. So I don't need to spend time bad mouthing people or anything else. Even like in the we've reported so much, and there's so much negativity. I hate to pretend like these things matter, but there is something to be said about like I cannot fathom still that there's doctors, right, who could look at two twin boys, the very they 24 weeks, aborted twin boys, moving and just pour water on them until they drown. The fact that you had to drown them means they were alive.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's just so it's just such a downer just thinking that someone is in that mental space to just say that, oh well, we just pour water over here. What are they thinking? Are they just completely stopping from thinking? Are they not caring? They're not. It's the same thing, this education, this training, to get people not to care for one another.
It's that emerald bloodline, right? They're all trained. They're better. They're purebred. That's what they think.
So much so that they have to literally take their children and have them raised by other bloodline families, not them. So the purpose is so that they're not going to care for them the way that their natural parents would.
Right. They're going to wear, baby skin red shoes. And, I can't even, these things, it doesn't matter how many times I hear it, I'm still blown away if it's real.
Yeah, it's. I mean, people. That's part of the problem. It is so out there, so like it can't be that way. We don't want to. We don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to.
Well, here, check this out, man. I think that there's statements for Hillary Clinton members of the Obama administration on Friday. This, it goes into Mark Lambert gets charged, right? And I mean, 11 counts, right? You got to think that guy is going to be singing, right? Because
Sure.
you got to think he thought he was Teflon, right? Like nothing sticks. So
Right.
now all of a sudden it's a little bit different of a world.
But this is new. This is something that's just happening now.
Yep.
Seems like Independence Day to me is really right here.
Yeah, I would love to see some real indictments come down. Like, hey, I'm just waiting for someone to be like, hey, I know that we're charging these people, right? Do you think maybe we should charge the Clintons and the Obamas, being that they headed up this whole horrible clandestine nightmare?
Yeah.
It's like so. I think you can look forward to, I guess, on some level, that these people will be off the streets, right? I mean, that makes me happy to know that you're not going to be out hunting down, helpless families that are looking for a passageway into the United States, and they lead them down a tunnel, and next thing you know, they're harvesting their organs and taking their kids, and then they turn around and they blame Trump because he wants to put up a wall.
Yeah, that's part of the other problem. We can't even visualize that this is an industrialized system of harvesting people, whether just for sexual trafficking or for body parts or sport. It's industrialized. It's 800,000 people disappear every year in America.
Well, I thought about that. It's actually much larger than that too. But that's what's reported.
That's a reported amount, of course. Yeah, so it could be millions. And how many illegal aliens are coming across the border? Are they really just hanging out in jobs, or did they also get absorbed by this machine? Putting up the wall may be saving their lives.
Yep. It's a terrifying thing when you really think about. They put us all in situations where we have to make urgent decisions, right? So when you're making urgent decisions constantly, right, you never really get to make decisions in the greater good because you have a family to take care of, right?
Right.
So you make decisions to take care of your family, right? So you're coming across the border, you do what you got to do to get your family across the border, probably, right? You're fleeing cartels and ruthless gangster-run governments and things like that. Until President Trump President Trump, it's a reason why people, President Trump will go down as the greatest president in history. Think about it. He's the first one to ever, first leader worldwide even, to just say, no, we're not doing this anymore. We're not taking these BS deals that are hurting our people. We're not going to just open our borders.
But he's doing it worldwide. He's not just taking it on in just the Americas. He's taking it on worldwide. He's getting all of the country leaders to line up with him against the deep state cabal. This is much bigger.
If they were just honest and the Nobel Peace Prize was a real thing, he should get the Nobel Peace Prize. And
sure.
I'm just trying to think of, what he's doing. It's a game changer. He took a stand on everything. He explained the tariffs. Anybody with half a brain could hear what he's saying and say, yeah, why do we do that? No one even talks about the fact that ISIS, has direct connections to, Blackwater and Eric Prince, right? They were all mercenaries, ISIS. They weren't some force driven by their love for anything. It's they hate and they love money. It's just amazing. So Trump has took a stand for everybody. And I appreciate that. I'm in full support of it. And watching and knowing so much has gone on behind the scenes that Kim has done to give Trump the power to do that. You control money, and you actually control money. It's a big difference.
Yeah,
it's a big difference.
Well, it looks like we're ready to receive. I'll I'm ready. So I hope that it's going to happen tomorrow, or at least in 2 days from now. So
let me ask you, Dan, what do you think would be a good symbol, a good public symbol that we know, hey, we're free too. You think maybe the gold standard come back?
Sure, the gold standards. That's a good symbol. I would think people being able to have money in their accounts across the board. As I don't even know how to word that, but relief. For this. How about this? Wiping out all the debt. And listen, okay, Jubilee. It's supposed to be. There's a Jubilee, and all debt is now hereby paid off. Right. So then,
just like that.
Just like that. Yeah, that would be a symbol, because it's not legitimate anyway. That relief would basically set a new tone for the people and say, no, a lot of people would go out and say, why? Now I'm going to get more credit, and I'm going to go, but stop the credit. Stop the debt-based system. Don't allow for loans. Get grants. Go to work. Go make some money. If you need a grant, get a grant. I need a grant right now.
Yeah.
Please grant me. But these kind of things will go right to the core of what the problem has been, and it's a new gold standard means because we have real money now. Well, everything that's based upon that old debt-based system can be wiped out, right? And if shares of corporations, that's fine. You got shares of corporation now. Everything switched to a new money system. Now they actually mean something. There'll be some readjustments that happen, but if people are not worried about paying the mortgages on their house, like friends of mine that I know are, they don't have any idea what they're going to do. How are they going to be able to function if they have this debt moving over? So that's why we were talking about projects. First thing in your project, make sure your first line item, pay off your bills. Remove your debt.
You realize, think about it, if people were just paying off their mortgage, right, grant money, all by itself, you're now putting the banks, and not, it might seem like you're putting them in a good situation, but all the mortgages are front loaded, right?
Yeah.
So your first 15 years, you're paying nothing but interest.
Yeah. No principal.
Right. So you're not even paying. So.
That whole system is fraudulent in itself.
Yeah.
It's gaming the people. It should be. You're paying down just as much principal every month as the interest. If it's let's say it was 5% interest. Okay, well, all your payments have to be 95% principal and 5% interest.
No, that's absolutely right. That's absolutely right. Yeah, no problem. So, there's so many things to change. It's kind of like, when if all you do is eat McDonald's, right, and you don't move, and it's pretty easy to lose weight actually, because it doesn't take many changes to improve your lifestyle, right?
Okay.
It's kind of how I feel about the stage we're going into, is that we're walking to a stage where we're going to be able to really. There's so much wrong that just doing a few things right will make a big difference.
Yeah. Well, let's kind of cap this right now. It's at 11 o'clock my time, and I've got someone who's arrived in the house I know.
That's good, because when people arrive in your house you don't know, that's when you should be worried. So go take care of them.
Well, I do know who arrived. It's a relative of my wife, so I'm going to go and meet them. But again, thanks for the people that have helped so far. Please, I'm still in need. Do what you can. Small amounts add up, and I found a quick way to move the money through PayPal. So before it was a delay. Now it just takes a few hours to get the money, which is tremendous. But thank you for everything, and thank you also. We're on our 201st episode.
Yeah, congratulations.
And we're here at the Independence Day.
Everybody, yeah, the Independence Day. Everybody have a great night. Thanks a lot, Dan.
All right. Bye-bye, everyone.